All right. So, welcome to the welcome back to Paranormal Chronicles, where we bring and talk everything paranormal. And remember, everything is paranormal if you can't explain it. So,
that's right.
I can't explain him, so he is a paranormal topic.
Nobody knows where I came from. So it's a little mysterious.
Oh no, we're talking about your personality, so there's that.
Yeah, there's that too.
I'm just joking. Not really. Anyways, we're going to be talking about what actually goes on in an investigation and actually the expectations versus reality. So that's kind of be an interesting topic because there's a whole stories that I've encountered and we've actually encountered when people actually find out that we ghost hunt and and when they actually find out that was truly what goes on. So, Chad, what did you think before you went on an actual investigation?
So I thought like everybody else, because I've watched Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures and all those.
Not by choice though.
But regardless, I've watched all those other shows. So I thought like everybody else that it's pretty much nonstop activity. Like the bells and whistles are always going off. You're running back and forth between rooms. Like, oh my God, there's a ghost over here. Oh my God, there's a voice over here. Let's run over there and check it out. Take my K2, get some readings. Take my video camera, get some...
What's a K2?
A K2 is this wonderful device right here, where when you turn it on, it has these little things, lights right here, and when they blink like that, it tells you that there's a spirit there, possibly, or some kind of electrical device anyway, that is causing it to go off. So that's what a K2 meter is. Some kind of electrical interference making it go off.
Yes.
But that's what I thought an investigation is. But in reality, it's not really that way, is it, Aalia?
Actually, it's not. On plenty of occasions that we've actually been on, that nothing actually happened, or very, very minimal reactions to our equipment, or noises happen. Again, also, spirits don't really work on our timeline either. We actually work on theirs, essentially. However, there are a lot of times that nothing, zero things happened. And we're just sitting there.
Twiddling our thumbs and saying, hey, come out, do something. Throw something at us. Make some noise. Knock on a door. Speak into our recorder. Do something. Like, we're bored. Going out of our minds right now, but they don't do anything. So we just sit there for hours and hours and talk to each other, make fun of each other, tell stories, and
laugh, joke. I mean, I tell my friends who are interested in going into looking at an investigation, let's say a commercial investigation like Stone Mansion, Randolph, one of those big locations, that they are too scared to go because they are in that mindset that everything is constant, is a constant activity. But I pretty much paint it as a big sleepover for us investigators. And it's actually pretty fun. We bring snacks, we joke, we laugh, we have a conversation, we catch up because a lot of us investigators, we've known each other for years, or if we do meet for the first time, we have a lot of things in common to talk about. So we just kind of get to know each other, conversate.
It's like a club almost.
Yeah, actually.
And you guys haven't seen each other sometimes for months or sometimes even years. And when you have an investigation together, it's like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Let's catch up for a little while. And, one thing I want to say is that one of the worst parts about an investigation when there's nothing going on is that a lot of times you don't have your phone to sit there and scroll Facebook with. Because you're using your phone as a piece of equipment, or you have your phone on airplane mode because you don't want it to bother the equipment. So you literally have nothing to do other than talk to other people. And I know that today's generation, especially our daughter, she has no idea how to talk to other people. She would be going out of her mind crazy.
Maybe it's a good experiment just to take her and see if she figures out how to socialize.
See how she does for even an hour.
Maybe I'll take her on the next trip or something. That would be kind of interesting. So maybe if I do, watch out for that video of that.
See how she would do even for a half hour if she could survive. Like, we have to use your phone for as a piece of equipment, like or put it in airplane mode.
Exactly.
You can't use it because it'll interfere with the equipment. See how she does.
So then kind of what happens on an investigation is pretty much everyone tries to catch up or get to know each other, and like I have a big sleepover because the nights are very long. If you are doing a big location, you usually do an overnight, which I mean I usually do because I mean that's the whole point. If I'm going to spend the money and I'm going to spend every waking moment there. But one place that actually surprised me to have like a constant, I say constant, I mean pretty active location. It's like a private residence in Illinois. I went in there because a lot of those residential investigations truly are more of the owner thinking there's activities, and it's called Paridolia, like if your mind's making up the activity or seeing the shapes or the figure in like a stain or something like on the wall or something like that. It kind of pretends to.
It's not that they're making it up. It's that their mind is running rampant.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I heard a noise and it has to be a spirit because it can't be anything else.
Right. Especially if they have like stories.
Right.
Let's say the neighbors or whatnot, like, oh my God, this person passed away. So that kind of plays into the whole Paridolia.
Like my neighbor told me a story about the past owner dying in his house. So it has to be a spirit. The neighbor's haunting my house. Mm-hmm. That's what all these noises are that I keep hearing around the house. It has to be the neighbor haunting the house.
And it's not just the owners. I mean, even the investigators that go into it, they're hoping that they are going to have so much activity. It's going to be like so excitable. So like you go into it with your eyes blinded, I guess you want to say?
Well, you want activity to happen because honestly, if we go there and we get very little to no evidence, it's kind of boring for us and it's almost a waste of our time.
It's not a waste. It's there to help the owners or whatever. But like, it's.
But it's like, well, it's boring and like, why? Not really. Why do we do this? But it's like.
It's like, oh my God, I could have been doing Still Mansion or whatever. I don't know.
Or I could have been cleaning the house, doing laundry. I could have been doing something more productive.
I don't think laundry is very.
You could have been lesson planning.
So, and also going into an investigation, like knowing quite well, like the background, like of these big locations, like Waverly Hills, the fear of going into it can induce more of activity or more like suspense that kind of like you interpret it, oh crap, like they're coming to get me kind of thing. So that also plays into a part of the activity of going into a location and stuff like that. So that's a reality of investigations kind of thing. So
Aalia, do you think that the more you go to a specific location, the more active it is? Because you've been to like Stone Mansion 3 or 4 different times now.
Oh my God, I love that place. That's my favorite place. So props to old properties who actually manages and owns these locations in Indiana. Stone Mansion in Winchester, Indiana, or Winchesterville. Winchestertonville. Oh my God. Okay, I can never like get that out of my mind.
Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds.
If you didn't get that reference.
Yes, I believe the more you visit a location, the spirits kind of get to know you and get comfortable with you, and they are able to react or interact more with you once they feel comfortable with you, I think.
They start to like you a little bit.
I think so. Or hate us because like, oh my God, I can just imagine these ghosts like, oh my God, she's back again. What the heck?
Not this one again.
Like, she's so boring. Like, I need a more like enthusiastic or less loud investigator.
Right.
But yeah, I believe so. What about you? Do you believe that they kind of get used to you and start acting up and like feel comfortable with you?
I mean, I've only been to Stone Mansion once, I think. You only take me there once, maybe twice, because you don't like to take me on investigations with you very often.
Especially these big ones, because he is a repellent to these
Oh, stop
spirits.
it. But regardless, I've only been there once, so I can't really speak to being at a place more than once because, like I said, you usually only take me to places once. Is like the max times I've been to most places, even around here in Kenosha. Ali's like, all right, you've been there once with me now. I'm not taking you ever again because very little or nothing happened. So you're not coming ever again.
Very gruff. You make me sound so gruff.
No, I'm
not
just saying
gruff.
that's the way it is, though. You're like the one time I went with you to Stone Mansion, like very little happened, and you're like, all right, you're not coming with me again. That's it.
It's because the spirits just like are not used to you, and
well, that's why you have to take me back again, so that they get more used to me.
And plus, we have a daughter, so like, who's going to babysit her?
She can watch herself.
I don't think so. I don't think so. She can barely remember to take a shower, let alone like take care of herself overnight.
I don't know. We'll put her in daycare or something.
Take care. Oh well, I'll take you the next time. I promise.
It's okay. I tell her it's
okay. The equipment. So. A lot of, because like at school, I do have a club for my students to learn how to investigate properly and safely because, I mean, they are exposed to Sam and Colby and like Zach Bagans and how they provoke and or fake their evidence. I'm not saying they're fake. However, they do over-dramatize.
Some stuff has come out, though, and proved that they do fake some of their evidence. So.
That is true. That is true. So I have to teach them the different equipment. And I told them, like, you don't have to buy all these expensive equipment, right? The K2 meter that I also sell and a K2 stand, like, because these K2s are not balanced. So K2 stands are very helpful to us investigators, especially if these locations don't have, a straight or a mantelpiece or a desk or a table. So it's easier to have these K2 stands in the K2. It is actually pretty affordable to get these K2s, and you just need your phone. I mean, like Chad was saying before, we use our phones for our videos and or our voice recorders sometimes to capture EVPs. So those are a really good starting point. If you want to continue to investigate, I would get one of these bad boys, SB7s. You don't need SB11. You don't need all these buttons that you probably won't use. I know I only use a few of these buttons when I use the SB7s on investigations, only because I'm not saying I rarely use it. I try not to use it because I hate the white noise and it bothers me.
Honestly, it's pretty annoying, so.
It is, but it is actually good for the Estes method that I do. So, what's the downside of using some of these equipments, Chad?
You can get a lot of false positives. I mean, like I said, when you have this too close to wires, it'll start going off. So, you can't tell if that's really a ghost or you get an electrical current from the house.
Right.
The SB7, that picks up white noise. So what it does is it goes through AM, FM radio frequencies. And the theory is that the spirits can use the voices that are being said over the radio frequencies, and it comes through as words. So you'll ask questions like, what's your name? And a word will come through saying, like, for instance, Fred or something. And it's like, oh, your name is Fred. But at the same time, is that really a spirit using that name and saying their name? Or is it just happens to be somebody on the radio happens to say Fred at the same time and you just happen to hear that name Fred come across the radio? Or
even let's say when you go through the frequency and you get random music, like is it a ghostly music? Is it the spirit music? or is it an actual radio station that just happened to be able to capture that signal at that
playing
moment?
That song at the same time or something. Like, I don't know. I can't say it is or it isn't. I can't debunk it. I can't say it's for sure a ghost using the radio frequencies. I just think it's it's a tool to use. It's something that, we continue to use. It helps us to determine whether or not a place is haunted. But use it. Don't rely on it. Use other tools to tell you whether or not there's actually a spirit there. Like recorders.
Yes.
This stuff and K2s, more advanced tools
so
too.
The spirit box, like sometimes I believe, can have an intellectual response based off your answers. I mean, through the Estes method, I'm for sure have gotten like responses that actually correlate to questions.
So, Aalia, what is the Estes method? You've said that a couple times now. People may not know what the Estes method is.
Well, that's kind of true. I forgot. The Estes method is when you blindfold your blindfolded. I mean, blindfolded. The only thing that's being blindfolded is your eyes. So if you go. You are eliminating that sense, and they say that once you eliminate a sense, every other sense is kind of heightened kind of thing, especially if you are a sensitive or an empath. That emotional, like third eye kind of thing starts to increase, and the spirits are able to communicate through the spirit box. And you're wearing noise canceling headphones, and you're connected to the spirit box going through the radio frequencies. And usually a partner or other people are asking questions, and then hoping that the responses that you hear correlate to the questions.
So, for example, Aalia would be blindfolded, wearing the headphones, and this would be on, so going through the radio frequencies. Then I would be asking questions to any spirits that may be around, saying like, "What's your name? How long have you been here for?" Not that quickly, but spaced out. And Aalia, listening through the radio frequencies, would say any words that she hears through the radio frequencies. So if the answers that she gives line up to my questions, then it's like, is that a spirit talking to us, answering my question?
The probability is higher.
Right. Or is it just a word that Aalia happened to hear and is saying out loud? We don't know, but if it happens to line up to my question, then it's a really strong probability that a ghost is picking that out of the radio frequencies and saying it to Aalia.
So, I mean, like, I've gotten a couple of instances that actually correlated to the questions that my partners were asking, especially this last private residence. It was kind of interesting, the year that they possibly passed. What really is a good experiment with the spirit box is having a recorder, video recorder on the person who's doing the Estes method, and also the person who's doing the questions, and they're in two different locations, and see if that actually correlates to the questions and the answers, kind of thing. I haven't done that experiment yet. Hopefully in the future, I'll be able to do that. So I'm excited about that. So, and scared. I'm not going to lie. As an investigator, you are still scared and fearful because you're in a uncomfortable position. Have you ever been fearful in a position on an investigation or no?
On an investigation, I've been fearful for you, but not for myself.
Why me?
The couple times you've been possessed, or when I thought you were possessed anyway, you totally changed personalities and looked on your face. I'm like, that's not Aalia. So I've been fearful for you before.
Yeah, and it's an interesting feeling because there's a lapse of memory during the investigation. The Rhodey Theater here in Kenosha, that was the first time. No, actually, the second time I've gone.
Second or third time.
Second or third time that I've changed personalities, and we captured it. If you go to Rhodey Center of Arts on their TikTok, you can see us walking. I believe Chad as well took a video as well, and you can see me change.
It's on my YouTube channel, Sort by Oldest Videos. It's one of my oldest videos on there.
Exactly. So, what would convince you that something is truly real?
So I've always said, you know that I'm a skeptic, and people that are watching this probably know that I'm a skeptic. But for a spirit to prove that it's truly real, to like actually either manifest itself in front of me, or throw something at me, or like physically open or close a door in front of me.
What, me changing my personality doesn't convince you? Though I've changed my personality.
I mean, you do that almost on a daily basis, so. But I mean, those couple times when you like change your personality, even the look on your face, like your affects went completely different. Yes, there was obviously something there, but what it was, I can't explain what it was. So.
Am I actually mentally getting unstable during that time, do you think? Or
I have no idea. Could have been your craziness coming to the surface. I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, I do believe that there is something out there. But you asked going forward for something to prove to me that there's something else there. That's what I want to see is something thrown at me or across the room or manifested in front of me or a door opening or closing. How about you?
I think they're real. I mean, I've had so many experiences that makes me a true believer. Like I said, I have that video of that screwdriver throwing itself at me. That was an awesome capture. Like that was beyond. Like I was so happy that we caught that on camera. But no, like I have always been a true believer just because I've experienced things directly to me throughout my years.
I don't disagree with you. I've never had anything happen directly to me. I've seen it happen to you.
You're a repellent.
I've seen it happen to you, just not directly to me.
But wouldn't that be evidence in itself, though, for making you a believer, though?
But like I said, it's never happened to me. It's only happened to you. You attract these things. We already know that because they follow you around your life.
Yeah, and I have
from your childhood home to your Libertyville home to our house now. So
and in my classroom as well. So that's, I mean, things have actually picked up the last week or so in my classroom, and my kids at school are kind of freaked out a little bit because like I would ask and things would happen in front of them and they would freak out a little bit, and especially when they know that I'm a paranormal investigator. Like
your poster falling down?
Yes, poster falling down. My Star Trek poster fell down by itself. My little astronaut tipped over by itself, kind of thing.
It's because it's not a Star Wars poster. That's why it fell down.
We're not going to get into that. No. We all know Star Trek is the best, right?
Sure, we can say that.
Why do you think EVPs are interesting? And what are EVPs, first and foremost?
So EVPs are electronic voice phenomenon, right?
Yay!
Look at me.
You did it!
I'm halfway smart. So they are interesting because they are something that you can't hear with your own ears. But you catch them on a recorder, whether it's a phone recorder or a digital recorder or a tape recorder. Who knows what tape recorders are, by the way, that's watching this?
Oh my goodness.
Are you old enough to know what a tape recorder is?
Oh my God. The cassettes.
That's right.
Old time cassettes.
Either the big ones or the small ones even. Right.
No, I'm from the big tape
me too.
era, so
yeah, me too.
I know.
Trying to record a song on the radio, starting it and stopping without getting the DJ's voice in there.
Oh my God, that was one awesome memory.
Yep. But anyway,
the mixtapes.
Yep. Creating your own from the radio. But anyway, back to EVPs. They're so interesting because, like I said, you can't hear them with your own voice. But if you happen to catch one, which we have caught a few of our own, both on the digital and the regular tape, and even on our phones, it's like we're sitting there talking to each other, and then we go back and we listen to the recording, and all of a sudden you hear this voice on there. Sometimes it's really hard to make out, and sometimes it's really clear, and the voice is saying something like either it totally makes sense with what we happen to be doing, like who are these people or what are they doing, or they'll even be like commenting on our conversation, or they'll be saying something like get out or
Oh,
why are you here?
I've actually gotten EVPs that are like cursing at
Yeah.
us, like F you, like
Yeah.
it's not a fun EVP to get kind of thing.
They are really interesting, and I think some of the coolest evidence that an investigator can get, other than a spirit actually materializing in front of you and being caught on camera.
Exactly. But I mean, with unfortunately with EVPs, that can be overinterpreted, interpreted, because like you want that capture, and like, are we hoping that to have that capture, and we're just thinking that we actually capture something when there's nothing there.
Yeah, I can see that. And sometimes you want to hear a certain word, and if it's really hard to make out, like it's not a clear word, sometimes
your brain kind of interprets that though.
Or you're making up a different word than what they're actually saying, or maybe they're not saying anything at all, or maybe it's not even a word at all. You're just throwing something in there.
That's why you always have a second, third investigator or a person who will listen to that area to see if what they hear, kind of thing.
It's the same thing as yours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Makes sense.
Exactly. I don't know. But, I mean, again, like he said, it's depending on your perspective. Also, contamination. Like, what is contamination for an EVP or a recording?
Contamination is when...
Pop quiz, people.
Contamination is when somebody is speaking, like, in the background when you're trying to record. Like,
Yes.
Like, say we're at an investigation, like a house, and we're setting up our recording, and we want it to be quiet so we can catch something, but the homeowner is speaking in the room next to it, and the homeowner's voice is being caught at the same time. Or an
investigator, like, who is very chatty.
Yeah.
Me.
No, not you.
Hey, I own it.
You're not being quiet.
I mean, I own it. I am very social when I get into my groups that I feel comfortable with, kind of thing. And, you know, I ramble. I'm not going to lie, I do ramble, kind of thing.
Just a little bit.
And then my ADHD gets better.
Squirrel!
And I literally have like a 20 different conversation in a 10-minute time span. However, like we are doing right now. But contamination can also be an investigator or even a person who's just sitting there being a guest, forgets that they can't whisper. I mean, I whispered, I keep forgetting not to whisper, and we are thinking...
Do you know how to whisper, though?
I actually do. Thank you very much.
See, that's whispering.
Oh, my goodness. I am very loud. I am not going to lie. I am the loudest teacher as well at my work. So, hey, I mean, someone has to be, right? Scare those kids into submission.
That's why when you're listening to an investigator's recording, you'll often hear them say, that was so-and-so on the recording, so that they can
mark it
and say, oh, that was just, Aalia talking, or that was Abby in the background, or that was a car backfiring, or a car driving by, whatever it was.
Right. I mean, like, we're not 100% perfect. We tend to forget to do it. So, but most of the time you will hear, us walking. It is us coming into the room. It is Chad farting. I mean, it happens, right? So we always try to make sure we are saying and stating it at that moment, so that we can actually, kind of debunk it.
Yeah, debunk it right then and there.
So let's talk about local. We've been talking a lot about other places like Stone Mansion, which, my love. But Kenosha in itself has a really good, heavy history and paranormal base, too.
It does.
So why do you think that?
Just because of how old Kenosha is. I mean, it only became a city, in the late 1800s, mid 1800s? But Kenosha itself has been around for well before that. It was a trading hub way back in the, when the U.S. was first founded, because it's right here in the Lake Michigan shores, and just north of Chicago, and between Milwaukee and Chicago. So it makes perfect sense for Kenosha to be a perfect trading hub, and especially if you're going out west. So there's always been people here in the Kenosha area. There was Indian settlements here also.
Native Americans.
Native Americans, I apologize.
And also, it was part of Racine. So this whole Kenosha and Racine was one big area. Kenosha was officially Kenosha. They broke it apart in the 1850s. And it was actually part of the Underground Railroad because Racine was one of the centers where the slaves were transported to the north, kind of thing. So that's actually pretty interesting. Also, fun fact: the mob, Al Capone. There are definitely still open tunnels here in Kenosha going up to Milwaukee.
This was like their vacation spot up here.
I don't know how, but my vacation spot is Jamaica. I want to go there. So, or Hawaii. That's the type of vacation spot I want, but not Kenosha. I love Kenosha, but...
Well, as a mobster, you don't want to get too far away from your home city. You have to stay in control still.
True, whereas Al Capone was like Chicago. So the Midwest was definitely his route. And I'm not saying that just Al Capone, but all the mobsters. And there's a local business that actually has the tunnel still available to look at, kind of thing. So, and there's a school here that has open tunnels, still open tunnels, and you can actually walk the tunnels. So, and they use it quite often for bootlegging and stuff. So,
interesting.
I really like it. But why do you think older cities feel different versus, like, I don't know, Salem or newer cities? Do you think it's just primarily just history? Like what is it about?
I think just mostly the history, the construction of the buildings, construction of the houses, just the feel. You have families that have lived here for generations, so you have...
I mean, like, the places, older cities actually, I feel hold on to the emotions. Is like an imprint on the time or dimensions that they were living in. And I feel like because of the overall history, the older the vintage feel, it kind of just absorbs that spirit and the residualness of that time. So I feel like that's the reason why older cities feel different versus newer cities, kind of thing. I mean, Salem, Massachusetts, that has a different feel to it because it is definitely older than Kenosha and other places here in the U.S. because of its history, and it has a lot of energy imprinted onto it because of the Salem witch trials and like pilgrims coming over and being colonized at that moment, you know. So, and the heightened emotions that was felt when they did come over. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them were so nervous and scared of coming to a new land, even though they were planning on it. But I feel like that's the reason why older cities like Salem feel different. What's the difference between intelligent and residual?
Intelligent is more like a spirit that actually knows what it's doing, like it'll actively talk to you or move things around. Residual is more like a spirit that is no longer there, I guess, or gone. So you can just kind of feel that it was there at one point.
And I mean, like, I feel like it's like I mentioned, the heightened emotion kind of imprinted on the energy around or that building or the land, that it's like a loop. And then they're doing the same loop and stuff like that. Have you ever been to a place that you just instantly felt uncomfortable?
Probably. I can't think of any places off the top of my mind, though.
I remember one that you told me, and you actually came with me. Thank you very much. So sure. I do take you. The Farrar School, the gymnasium or the auditorium.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
Which I know. I know it was like 2019.
That was just because you didn't want to drive there by yourself, though.
Well, no, it was a huge trek. So, yes, I have a problem with it, like driving by myself, but still, it was a really good family outing. You, me, Abby, and a friend.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Ferrari. Oh, and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And the auditorium, like you told me that, and normally you don't get those feelings.
It wasn't so much the auditorium; it was mostly the upstairs, if I remember right.
That's the auditorium area.
Was it?
Yep.
Okay.
The stage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, I have better memory than you.
Yeah. I think the third floor too felt really off too.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Going through all of my experience as an investigator, I feel like the biggest lesson I've learned is to slow down on these investigations. And it's sometimes hard for me to slow down in general, but just to slow down. And do you know why slowing down is the biggest lesson that we can bestow on these people?
Probably so you don't miss anything, would be my guess. Or so that you can savor the moment.
Well, that too. I believe in that, to savor, because sometimes like you don't go to that location all that often.
Mm-hmm.
Slowing down is like actually paying attention, noticing the little things that are going on, kind of thing. So you don't want to miss any kind of evidence that throws at you.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that's the reason why you think that nothing has happened to you, because you haven't really slowed down and noticed?
I mean, I move a lot slower than you do, so.
I mean, that's true, but that doesn't mean that you notice things, though. It's different.
That could be. I don't know. That's a good question.
But being observant is one of the key things I've learned to be during an investigation. Sometimes I'm not very observant, especially when I'm driving. And
that's a good point. Like, we'll be driving around Kenosha, and she'll be like, when did we get here? Like, we've been driving for like the last 10 minutes and heading towards this location. How do you not know where we are? Or we'll be driving like the same route that we always take to a particular spot, and she'll be like, when did this spot open? Like a brand new business that's been open for like the last 3 months.
Well, I don't travel
It's like
around.
It's like, I don't know, Aalia. It's been open for like the last 3 or 4 months. How do you not pay attention? And you know why? It's because she always has her phone. Either she's laser focused on what's in front of her while she's driving, which is good, because you should be paying attention to while you're driving.
I have my destination.
Or while she's a passenger, she's just paying attention to her phone and nothing else.
He's boring. He doesn't entertain me enough.
Either she's just paying attention to her phone, or she's lost in her mind.
Yes.
Thinking about God knows what.
Everything.
And she's just totally spaced out, not paying any attention at all. So that's my life with Aalia.
I keep it entertaining.
You keep it something.
So another lesson I learned throughout my years of investigating is to respect the location instead of provoking it. A lot of the TV actors or TV investigators, they tend to provoke these spirits so that they can interact or have some kind of activities. And I definitely highly caution.
Discourage.
I can't use words, apparently.
However, if you're not getting any evidence for like 3 to 5 hours from being at a location, would you start to encourage a little provocation, maybe?
I don't provoke. I will challenge.
Poke the bear a little bit?
I don't poke the bear. I only poke the bear with you, but like I will challenge the spirits to interact with us. But it doesn't always work. But at the same time, you kind of have to be okay with having nothing there, or no answers. Like this last.
What if you know that there is something there? Like if you're at Farrar School, like you know that there's something there, or you're at your favorite place,
Stone Mansion.
Stone Mansion. You know that there's something there. And let's say that we're there for 3 or 4 hours and nothing's happening for whatever reason. So would you start to challenge the spirits then, or provoke them a little bit just to get something to happen?
I would encourage them to interact or do something.
How so? What would you do? Give me an example.
Okay, can I talk? Apparently not, because you keep interrupting me. Anyways, I would just ask it like to do something like, I would kindly tell it to touch me or do something to me, but not cut me or harm me, but just to do a touch or move my hair or do something in front of me. Usually I have my equipment and I'll ask it direct it towards that instead of me, kind of thing. So kind of give them more directions, I guess.
Okay.
The teacher in me kind of like comes out. What about you? What is the biggest lesson you've learned throughout your years of investigating with me? Be more observant, apparently.
To challenge everything, because a lot of things that we hear or see, almost everything can be debunked. Now, we do get some actual evidence of things that happen, like mostly EVPs is what we get. Some things that we can't explain, like the dead bell's going off, but we don't know why. Like there's nothing over there to make it go off. Mm-hmm. And we're telling the spirit, we're telling whatever's in the room with us to make the bell ring, and all of a sudden it starts ringing. I can't explain that. Aalia can't explain that. So obviously something's making it ring. Mm-hmm. The dead bells don't just ring for no reason. So obviously something is physically pushing it or in front of that sensor to make it ring. So, but I like to try and challenge everything. Like, well, what else could be making it ring? Like, is there a cold breeze in here? Is there a kid over there doing it? Usually not. But I like to try and debunk everything that I can.
The most things, one of the most, one thing that actually changed how I investigate over the years is I don't chase evidence. I let the evidence kind of present itself. Because if you chase it, I think you will not get it, I believe. The less chance you'll get it. Mm-hmm. And the less disappointed you'll be if you keep chasing and there's nothing there.
Right.
Kind of thing. Obviously, more documenting that location, same location over and over. And I think that's why I like to go to these locations more than once, because the more documents I have, the more of a picture I can get. It's like a big puzzle, but it's always incomplete, which it kind of bothers me. But that's a paranormal world for you, though.
Now, you say it's always incomplete. However, like residences, we can complete the puzzle at some point if the homeowner wants us to, right? Like we can...
Actually, no.
We can potentially make the spirits go away by cleansing the house.
Yes, but I say it's incomplete or is a puzzle to knowing who or what we're talking to, what happened to in that location, if it is that location, why that location specifically has the activity or hauntings versus the other ones.
Yeah.
That is what I'm talking about in regards to the puzzle. Yes, we can cleanse the area. However, the puzzle is still incomplete.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
That makes sense.
And I think that's why I'm into the paranormal, because like the curiosity, the mystery of everything, like, are we actually truly talking to a previous homeowner, or are we talking to an inhuman entity, or what are we experiencing? So one or two things of an advice that I will bestow on future investigators, even my students that I have as Paranormal Club, is don't fake the evidence, because you will always get found out and your reputation is being questioned at that point.
It'll be ruined forever.
Oh yeah, for sure. And history. I mean, that's the reason why I got into the paranormal, is the history of everything, what exactly happened during that time. All that stuff. Like, learn the history first. Even private residents, they have history, kind of thing.
So that's the boring part, is learning the backstory and the history of the location. But
I don't find it boring,
I mean, research for a lot of people is boring.
I guess.
But it is one of the most important parts. Like, what happened at the location? What could these spirits be? Could it be somebody that died there? Could it be an old Native American burial ground? Could it be a mass casualty incident location? Could it be a mass murder location? Could it be a site where Jeffrey Dahmer was at previously? Find out the history of the location. That's one of the most important steps, because you need to know the history so that you know who you could potentially be talking to while you're there.
Learning the history also can generate the question that you are going to ask at that location to get more answers. So, yeah, the history you got to learn. You would do the research as much as you can to provide the questions, appropriate questions for that location. Respect the locations for sure. Don't litter, don't do your Ouija board, don't do seances, because that's going to open up portals that you don't know how to close, and maybe make that location worse for the other incoming teams or person that goes there, kind of thing. And be patient. I'm still learning. I mean, it is weird because I don't have much patience beyond the paranormal world. In general, I don't have much patience, and I'm learning to be patient. Like, I'm trying to be patient with him right now. But I'm able to be patient during an investigation. But so learning and having that patience actually will be key to being a good investigator. So those are like one of those things that you just have to learn it with time and stuff. So, but yeah.
And don't trespass.
Oh yeah, always ask permission. Even like, you want me to talk?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
If you know a place is haunted, but it's closed off for whatever reason, don't go in there just because you want to go in there and investigate the place.
Always ask and find out who the owner is and contact. Maybe they don't want you to be there, or if the building is in disrepair, they don't want you to get hurt. So always ask permission first. So there you guys have it. Your episode on the Paranormal Chronicles of trying to be a good investigator and what not to do. See you next time.